Yo, what's up everybody, and welcome back to the channel. In this video, as you can see, I will be reviewing the brand new tier 7 collector tank from Blitz Nation, the Forest Witch. This is the Halloween event tank. We can get it from the Witch's Curse event, and yeah, as we saw, I bought that secret knowledge event and the other bundle to boost my progress in this event. I made openings, those housing and regular container and another tank, I forgot about it, and I also did the folio container opening. And after playing now a lot of battles with Forest Witch, this tank we can get it from level 27 in this event. I can finally review this tank. I don't want to be the first one who just posts a video without playing a lot of battles with the tank, or the second one. Let me be the last one, but at least if I do a review about a new tank, I know what I'm talking about, and I try always to play at least, let's say, 50 to 100 battles before posting a review about a new tank. And that's what I did here. I played nearly 50 battles and I got 66% of win rate with this tank, and I did 1.3k of average damage. So I would classify this tank in a category of, let's say, very good to OP. It's really very strong tier 7 heavy tank, and it's not OP. Maybe this tank got a lack of mobility. If this tank got a better mobility and a better turret rotation, I would say that this tank is really OP. But even this tank got this lack of mobility, in the right hands this tank can be really so annoying, and in the right hands this tank is actually OP in the hands of a skilled player. So let's see why. Let's start, for example, with the stats, and let's see what we have here. We have a very nice ability, which is the emergency track, and this allows the tank to move backward at a speed of 4 km/h if the main track is destroyed. That means if you are tracked, you still can fall back, you still can move backward and go to a safe place and reload in peace and then go out again. And this ability will also make a difference on the battlefield, and not every tank got this ability. In addition to that, we got 4 shells in the magazine, and we can deal 240 hit points damage per shot, which is also pretty good. And the reload time of the shells is also not that long if you don't use your first shell. We can see shell 1 got 18 seconds of reload time, but the rest is not a long time. So I always try to use my 4th and 3rd shell, and with that I will have something about, I don't know, let's say 7 seconds in an average of reload time, which is also okay. Of course, in some situations I will use my 3 shells, and in the end of the battle, if enemy before me, and I would fire the 4 shells, and with that you can deal in something in about 5 seconds, I don't know, nearly 1k of damage. If I'm not, yeah, with precision fire we can go for 1k of damage, which can be also very effective against especially tier 7 and tier 6 tanks. They don't have a lot of hit points, and you will be firing one shell after the other. You will just finish him in a matter of seconds, and that will decide a lot of battles, and that's why I have a high win rate with this tank. Another good thing about this tank is, of course, the armor. The armor is so insane. Look at this, 193mm on the turret and 128 on the hull, and that's really the main strength of this vehicle. And I will show you also later with the armor inspector why this armor is just so strong. And of course this armor got some weak spots, but it's so trollish that a lot of players, because this tank is anyway new and will be rare, will be not able to penetrate you. It's just an insane frontal armor. The provision here, we have nothing special. I'm using tinned food and field rations and improved fuel, of course, to maximize my lack of mobility. And we got here also no special consumables. That's why I'm going for safety first, multi-purpose restoration pack, repair kit, and engine power boost. I always use it in the beginning of the battle to push, to rush. This tank is really made to go frontline and block the enemy front line, and also block a lot of damage. And with that, hoping that you have a good skilled players on your team, which maybe will flank, and with that why I'm winning a lot of battles with this tank. So far so good. Equipment, I'm going here for calibrated shells to have better penetration, supercharger, refined gun. We have here a good I didn't find the word, sorry guys. A good accuracy, a good precision with this gun, compared, for example, of course there is other tanks which are good, like the Annihilator and the Smasher, but they don't have this gun dispersion, and that's why this tank will be for me in the same category like the Annihilator and the Smasher. I mean, they have a high alpha damage, but you don't have 100% let's say penetration or chance with those tanks, because they don't have the best accuracy. They have a pretty high gun dispersion, and this tank got, for a tier 7 heavy, actually a good precision compared to other heavy OP tanks. And I'm using here the defense system, going for enhanced armor, definitely to maximize my armor. I'm using enhanced tracks, improved optics, engine accelerator, and the consumables delivery system, because we don't have anyway adrenaline, so I prefer to use my consumables and abilities in modes more often than using them for longer time. Yeah, so that's it. Actually, I got for you a nice situation showing us the strength of the armor of this tank, and then we will jump to the battlefield and show you how to drive this vehicle, what can we perform with it on the battlefield. So before we go to the armor inspector and inspect the armor of this tank, I just wanted to show you this situation here. Focus on the amount of damage blocked I'm going to do here in this situation in a matter of, I don't know, not more than 2 minutes. And this is the job of this tank, to terrify the enemy lines, to push front line. We have really an incredibly strong frontal turret and frontal armor. Lower plate and even upper plate and lower plate are even well enhanced. I know that on paper, if you go right now to the armor inspector, that will show us that this tank got some weak spots, of course, on the gun, on the left hand side, but it's really so trollish and so difficult to the enemy to penetrate our frontal armor. If we just show our frontal armor to the enemy and just wiggle a bit left right, and it's gonna be so difficult for the enemy, and that will confuse them to penetrate our armor. So as you saw in the beginning of this video, I played a lot of battles with this tank, and in this battle here we are playing even against tier 8 tanks, okay? And it's just a very strong frontal armor what we have here on the forest switch. So look at this, they're just hopeless. The T-43, he just rolled back, he got no chance to pen me. And in this situation here, I will be going on this kind of hull down position, peek my shot, and then roll back again, and I will be blocking a lot of damage. So the T-26 is not able to pen me. Even the SMV, a tier 8 tank destroyer, will also miss some of his shots. We're going to see it also immediately. Like in a tier 7 with an incredibly strong penetration, actually, by the way. Yeah, that doesn't mean that you are really invincible. I'm gonna be destroyed here, but in the end, thanks to my job blocking and absorbing a lot of damage, we're going to win this battle. But it's just that doesn't happen with any tank, to block 2.3k of damage. And here we can see why most of the tanks wasn't able to penetrate me, because it's just a trollish frontal armor. I'm using here enhanced armor, and that makes a difference, okay? And yeah, so if you just, for example, wiggle your turret, okay, moving it like this, and it will be so difficult for the enemy to penetrate you. Even you are on flat ground, you don't need to go hull down with this tank or just try to face hug the enemy. It will be very hard if you are just moving your turret like this. You don't need to angle a lot, because the frontal armor is really very strong. And of course, if the enemy will use premium shells, we will have more space to be penned. But if you are playing from distance, for example, it's not that easy to penetrate the frontal armor. We are not invincible, but we are definitely going to block a lot of damage. Of course, TDs, I'm not going now to... Against tier 8 heavies, for example, even with premium shells, it's still very difficult, but if they use premium shells, it will be easier for them, but we are also not going to be penetrated by every shot. We still have a strong frontal turret, and it's very trollish to aim on the weak spots, and yeah, it's insane. We're going to see it now on the battlefield. Even if you are playing against tier 8 vehicles, we're going to block a lot of damage, and against tier 6 and tier 7s, you are just OP. And also I got a nice battle for you to show us how effective this tank can be on the battlefield. Let's go. The first situation is in Yamato Harbor, and as we can see here, we are playing against 4 tier 8 vehicles, and I picked up for you this battle just to showcase you that this tank is also amazing and can be very strong even against tier 7 and tier 8s. And what I'm going to do here is I will do a lot of side scraping, and that's why I also picked up for this video, to tell you that this tank still perfect to do some side scraping, and to tell you that also other people were wrong to say that this tank is not good for side scraping. So it depends on the angle what you're going to use here against the enemy. So we got here Tiger 2, SMBCC and the Lycan, and I will be positioning or choosing the right angle to block a lot of damage. And the job what I'm doing here is really very insane, because maybe I'm not doing a lot of damage, but I'm distracting the enemy, I'm blocking a lot of damage, I'm absorbing the shots from the enemy. And look at this, Emil 1951, no problem to pen him, still blocking damage thanks to my side scraping. And here and there some shots. I'm going out again for the Emil with premium shells, no problem to penetrate him, no problem to penetrate the SMBCC, a tier 8 vehicle, and I'm doing my damage. Again, shot blocked, side scraping. Already here 1.2k of damage blocked and 1k of damage dealt. So a great job, and this is how we should play with this tank. Of course, it depends always if I'm playing against higher tier tanks or lower tier tanks. If I will be playing against lower tier tanks, I will play more aggressive. I will even go on flat ground and risk more. Against yeah, tier 8s, more careful. And look at this, the precision is really not bad, so you will not be able to do a shot like that with a smasher, for example, or with the annihilator, because the gun dispersion is not that good like with this tank. And now I will be going down to the Eagle 7, still blocking damage somehow. Even I wasn't showing my frontal armor to the enemy, to the Tiger 2 in that case, but I still blocked some shots. I'm still blocking. And also the timing here is very important in this tank, why you should push, why you should fall back. And here I was actually stuck, I did my job, I blocked a lot of damage, I distracted the enemy, and all what I try to do in the end here is just to block the Tiger 2 from pushing on my team, trying to block him. I will be destroyed, but in the end I think thanks to this job we won this battle, and that's why I picked up for this battle, to show you actually how we should play with this tank. Even I'm destroyed here, I'm gonna skip this part, we're going to win this battle anyway, thanks to a great job from my teammate. So let's have a look. It was a rating battle, even I got my rating points playing with a lower tier tank against higher tier tanks, going for 2.1k of damage and blocking, yeah, nearly 1.8k of damage. So you can't do that with any tank, with any tier 7 tank especially. And yeah, being among the third best players of my team, nothing to complain about it. And the last battle is forgot what this map is called, but yeah, it's against tier 7s and tier 6 vehicles. We got 3 tier 7s and we got also another forest switch, and that's why I picked up for you this battle here, to show you how yeah, it's really very hard to penetrate. We have to focus on that part there, and if this dude here started to wiggle his turret, I wouldn't be able to pen him. So here ricochet, so it's not really very easy to hit the weak spots of the turret of this tank. And yeah, so we're going to see now a big show playing with this tank, and how I'm playing with it, especially against lower tier tanks. You can really play very aggressive, so shots will be fired from everywhere and you will be blocking a lot of damage, especially if you just follow the rule of showing your frontal armor and your frontal turret to the enemy. So actually this rule you can apply it of any tier on any heavy tank, because I see sometimes a lot of players playing with heavy and going 1v1, and they just, let's say, show the frontal armor. You should be always showing your frontal armor to the enemy you are attacking, like this. Here we go, he will bounce, no chance. The VK 3-6, a tier 6 heavy tank. So till now, no shot gone through my armor. No chance. Look at this. So face hug with my turret and he will bounce. He will bounce, no chance. So now let's finish this dude. Boom. I mean, if you do mistakes, of course, and you show your side or your back to the enemy, you will be panicked anyway. But the frontal armor, as we are seeing here, is really so strong. Let's go. 1.5k of damage. And let's keep pushing to the next victim. Aiming, and boom. The SU is right there, still far away from me, but I will turn to him later and finish him, and then I will take care of the rest. I missed my shot on the Lycan, that's okay, but now I will see that the SU is exposing himself for me like this. Look at this. 2 finishing shots, here we go, track him, then the finishing shot. So we got only 2 tanks left and it will be an easy job. Even he is trying to surround me and the Lycan is pushing on me from the other side. It's all no problem. Let's finish the magnet and now take care of the Lycan. Here we go. The first shot, the 234 will be finished by the Lycan now, and now we got a situation 1v1. I fired my first shell. I was hoping to finish him with that shot, but now I got a long bullet time. But that's not a big problem. I still have a lot of hit points. I have a strong arm, I can rely on it. Even the Lycan, which is actually a tier 7 tank, but with a good penetration, with a good gun, yeah, wasn't able to pen me several times. So this battle here, like again shot bounce, this battle here, like the last one, is really a good showcase to show us that this tank in point of armor is really pretty strong, and yeah, we can deal, or we can perform really great battles with this vehicle. And in the right hands, as I told you, this tank, it's maybe OP. So in this battle I was going for 2.6k of damage, 1.7k of damage blocked. And with this tank you will be blocking an average in every battle, something about 1k of damage. It's really average with this tank. So yeah, my opinion about this tank, I would say, I mean, for I don't know how much, 8 euros you have to buy that secret knowledge bundle to get this tank. In my opinion, it's really worth it. It's really a pretty strong tier 7 heavy, as I told you, in the right hands, even OP. It's beginner friendly. If you know how to play with it. Now after this video, I think you all know how to play with it. Just make sure you don't fire your first shell only in critical situations. Show only your frontal armor. You can go even on flat ground. You don't need to play hull down, especially against tier 6 and tier 7s. You can play very aggressive. I would say I would play against tier 8s more careful, not that aggressive, but you can risk a lot with this tank thanks to our frontal armor, and also thanks to our 4 shells in the magazine. With this auto reloader magazine, you can just push and deal a lot of damage. And yeah, it's all up to you now if you should go for this tank or not. I hope I could help you with this video to have a better idea about this tank. If this tank fits your playstyle or not, you should know it now after this video. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new watching my content, and see you soon in the next one, guys. Bye bye.